Let's talk on Pillow Talk.
Hello, this is Marian Amadabo, aka Fab of Nigeria Celebrity Network. You know what? I'm still in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm doing Pillow Talk right here in Nigeria. And guess who I have today? I have respected ace movie producer Henry Omeronye on the show today, and Henry's sitting right here. Henry, how are you?
Hi.
Well, this is Pillow Talk. Yes, this is Pillow Talk. Henry, how are you? Let me give you
I'm
a
good.
kiss. My classic kiss I give everyone that comes on the show.
This kiss is fake.
Which one? What do you mean?
Listen, this kiss is
I'm
China.
supposed to even make sure you have like a huge lip mark here, like this.
It's China.
So anyone that comes on my show will
Original.
definitely get a kiss.
Original. China.
China. Harry, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
How's everything going? Your
Fine,
business,
fine,
your job, how's the
fine,
movie industry?
fine.
Everything is fine.
Growing.
You
Movie
sure?
industry growing.
Somehow I don't believe it when people say fine.
I know it's not fine, but it's manageably fine.
Okay, so we thank God.
Yep.
All right. So today on Pillow Talk, I'm going to ask Henry, why is it that men patronize prostitutes? Honestly, it beats me. I have no idea why men do it. This trip to Nigeria was an eye-opener for me because I saw a lot married men doing stuff, even though single, spending their time at beer parlors and doing stuff. Man, I just had to call Henry Omeronye to come on the program today to discuss this with me. So don't go away, just relax. And Pillow Talk will be right back. Can you tell me, why is it that men patronize prostitutes?
Question. Well, first and foremost, they say prostitution is the oldest business in the world. That means it's lucrative.
That's a good way to look at it, though.
That means it's also addictive.
Wow. I know sex is addictive, though. So when you say prostitution, you're actually talking about sex, right?
You know it.
Or is it the money aspect of it that is like, you know, the fact that you can just do 5 minutes and you made money that somebody who worked 8 hours has not made? How about
It doesn't
that?
really work like that because sometimes some men are 5 minutes, some men are 20 minutes, and some men are more. You know? But I think the lifestyle is what's addictive. You know? There are men who, for whatever reason, cannot stand to talk for too long on sex matters. In the sense, what do I mean? They can't sit down and they can't sit with a woman trying to persuade her to have sex with them. It's a longer process for them. They want it like a shot in the back. They want to do it now and move on. So if they need to pay for it, fine. I pay, I do it now, and I move on. And you get used to that like kind of lifestyle. It becomes difficult for you to sit down and do normal negotiation, or is it try to woo a woman over?
It's confusing. Like, does it mean they can't get... I mean, why don't you go have a girlfriend? I mean, some people will have like 4 or 5 girlfriends. Why not get a girlfriend instead of actually going to bargain, you know, and negotiate, and then actually pay someone to give you a blowjob, for example?
Hold on. Yeah, we already know that these days, this generation is a bit fast, a bit edgy, a bit frisky, so they can't stay with one person. That's why there's cases of divorces, so much cases of divorces. They can't stay with one person for too long. So they just keep sampling and just keep moving on. Even the men can't stay alone now, because if you're alone, the women come to you.
Can you explain that? What do you mean by they come to you?
It's either you're going to buy or to pay for sex, or the women are coming to give you sex for money. So there's no way out. Really, there's no way out. It has become an intertwined business. Yes. So some men have been addicted to that lifestyle by women who are also addicted to that kind of lifestyle. So, and more men are being introduced to that lifestyle. So that those women who are in the business can get more patronage. You understand how it goes?
Wow.
People advertise for their products on TV and everywhere. Women can advertise prostitution on TV. So what do? They bring it to the men live and direct.
You know, now they have male prostitution too. Not just women.
Prostitution is prostitution. Those men who patronize prostitutes and they prostitutes.
That's a good way to look at it.
Can you sleep with one without becoming? Two cannot become one unless you agree.
Yes.
So it takes a male aspiring prostitute, if he's not one yet, to deal with a female prostitute.
So basically, any man or woman that sleeps with a prostitute is a prostitute. Can we say that?
Okay.
Safely say that?
You just say that prostitution is an act of having sex and in exchange for money. So if that has happened between male and female, they are both prostitutes.
So both the person giving the money and the person receiving the money, they are both prostitutes then.
Yes.
Because there's an exchange of money involved.
You know, you exchange money for pleasure.
You're buying, and some people are selling.
They are both receiving. The woman is receiving cash.
And the other person is receiving pleasure.
Yes, sometimes they both receive.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I never thought of it that way. Wow. But I mean, okay, now I know it might be difficult to like get to the root bottom or root cause of, you know, why people patronize prostitutes. But I think, I mean, would you agree with me that it's some kind of evil spirit in them?
No. Sex is not evil. Sex on its own is not evil.
Addiction to sex, isn't it?
It's not. It's also not evil. If you're a married man, you're addicted to sex with your wife, it is not evil.
Okay.
I think it is circumstances surrounding the issue of sex, particularly, that's what makes it evil or not evil. I believe that sex has its rules and regulations. That means you have to be a certain age and you have to be married for you to begin to practice sex. So if you're not a certain age and you're not married practicing sex, then it becomes something else. If you're a Christian and it's outside your religion, then it is evil. Because it's either Christ-like or evil-like. And I'm sure it goes for so many other religions also. But basically, I don't think the act of sex itself is evil. People have been made out of sex. And people also have been broken out of sex.
What do you mean by people have been made, people have been broken?
I think the history of not having a king in England at the present moment is an issue of sex. Wasn't it? Didn't the king abdicate his throne because of a woman he was sleeping with? Because he couldn't let go of her? Isn't that why Britain doesn't have a king right now? So, somebody was made and somebody was broken. It's a simple story. Some people have also argued that the issue of Adam and Eve was sex. Samson died. What do you think it was all about? It was all sex. Because for a man, it boils down to what is on his waist, though. You know, and for a woman, it boils down to what she hears. And what tells her heart.
Wow.
So,
I really am enjoying your perspective. Have you ever patronized a prostitute? Or thought about it? Or considered doing that? Can you be honest on Pillow Talk?
Yes, I've thought about it, but no liver to execute. I've also dealt with a prostitute in the past, but not in terms of negotiating for sex.
Have you ever been caught in a crossfire where perhaps you went home with a woman who wasn't, to your knowledge, a prostitute, and there was no negotiation involved, and waking up in the morning and she wants some money? Has that ever happened?
No, it's never happened to me, but it's happened to a friend of mine.
Tell me about it. I want to hear. This is going to be interesting. I want to hear about it.
But I also think that some girls use as a setup. You know, when they look at the environment where they are and who they are dealing with, and they know that that environment wouldn't like their kind of row, if there's any form of noise making, and your personality, you wouldn't want certain things to happen, and they want something out of you, some of them begins to act up and all of that. You sleep with me, you didn't give me money and all of that. We've seen the cases like that, not once, not twice, it's been several. But what happens is that when they meet their kind of person, you know, there are bad guys, there are good guys. There are also guys who bring the ladies in promising to give them money, and when they get what they want, they don't want to give it. There are also guys who actually believe that they will do that because they were high and drunk when they made the promises. And by morning time, the drink had left them. They were not clear. And the rest in their pocket is not what they thought it was.
That would be a nasty situation right there. You got drunk and brought somebody home.
And there are some girls too who expect a guy to spend 5 minutes and he spends 1 hour.
But interesting enough, you know what I normally say is some women who believe, oh, we're not prostitutes, he's my boyfriend, but you go to this man's house in the morning, you're expecting money for transportation, you expect him to give you money that he doesn't have, you're expecting that this man will give you more than you have in your bank account, or go steal money to give you to satisfy your greedy need. To me, I look at it like, okay, some people will say, oh, prostitute somebody you pick on the street or something. Okay, what about those people who have boyfriends or who have girlfriends who actually collect money after sex? Are they not prostitutes? Or is it because it's not clearly defined and they are in a so-called relationship with this person, they think that makes it okay?
Okay, first and foremost, anything a man does with a woman is business. I've never seen a man who dealt with a woman without money involved. So that means once money exchanges hands one way or the other, there's a business.
Are you trying to say everybody's a prostitute now?
Hold on.
Because this whole sex business is a nasty business, I tell you.
Everybody's not a prostitute. But I'm going to tell you something, so that we can all get it clear and define. Women in our world are needy. And men in our world are providers. So if you're a provider, you're dealing with a woman who is needy, what do? You provide for the needy. So when a woman asks you for transport money, asks you for this or that, it's not really out of place. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. It's a man's world, yes, but the man takes care of his woman. So if a woman comes to you, take care of her. Some don't ask money for money direct. Some ask money for hair, money to buy good clothes, money to look nice, money to appear more beautiful for your liking.
But I think this is usually that typical in African society. Okay, now let me be more specific. Nigerian society.
No way. It's the same thing with every other woman.
In America?
Robin Givens, what's her name again? Did she do it to Tyson?
No, she was married to him now.
But she did it to him. She was married to him. She broke him to take half of what he had.
Because that's a prostitution.
But you tell me.
Financial rape.
It was. What we have reasons?
That's not prostitution. I think that's in quotes, financial rape.
I tell you, if anybody has used sex to trap somebody down and let her have take money in return, it is the same thing. It is all different forms of prostitution. Some want it like a shot in the back. You do it now, you give me my money now. Some walk you into it and you pay heavy later. And it's all the same amount. If you look at it either way, it's the same amount of money. You pay 5,000 now or you pay $1 million later when it's about a year old. It's all, if you collect the money, it's the same. There's no difference.
Wow, this is a heated topic. And I'm having so much fun with Harry. But we always work with time constraints. It's been a very interesting conversation. I think this conversation is heated. Harry, I think you're passionate about, airing your opinion on this. And I do appreciate you coming on Pillow Talk.
Okay, thank you.
I knew you would be a fantastic guest when I invited you. And I just want you to know, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
And before we go, if you can say something quick about what you think about Pillow Talk or AK Fab or whatever, I would really appreciate it.
Well, it's just simple. Join the winning team. Rise with the tides. Pillow Talk is on top. You gotta be there with it.
There you go. You heard it from Mr. Henry Omeronian, movie producer in Nollywood. With that, I would like to say thank you for joining me on today's episode of Pillow Talk with AKA Fab. And with that, I'll say peace. Out. Bye.
This Pillow Talk with Marion the Man Fabuloso. True stories.